All right, our first episode in another language.
Yes, we come to you now for the first time in English due to Christer obviously not speaking Icelandic. And yeah, so I traveled to Las Buitreras on the Rio Gallegos in Argentina to get some sea trouts. And that is Christer's camp there. And yeah, I was lucky enough we squeezed in a little bit of an interview right before he had to catch a plane.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the fishing. You know a little bit about the sea trout fishing here in Iceland. How was it different?
I thought I knew a lot about sea trout. It was a bit humbling. It was a very different experience to what we do here. And I needed to start from the ground floor. And it was an amazing experience and something I definitely have to do again.
Was the river similar to anything here that you used to?
In part. I mean, some of the more sort of fast-flowing bits looked like Iceland. And definitely the pampas there have some resemblances to Iceland. We had, unfortunately, a little bit of low water, which was a challenge. So some of the longer stretches were, that was different.
All right. But you caught some good fish, right?
We got some good fish. And, of course, we got some heavy winds, as you can expect in Patagonia. But all in all, fantastic experience, fantastic lodge. And oh, my God, what I learned from the guides there. Can't wait to implement into my Icelandic sea trout fishing.
All right, but for those that don't know, who is Christer Sjöberg?
Christer Sjöberg is a lot of things, but he's probably best known for being the founder of Loop Tackle, founding the first camp in Russia for salmon fishing after the fall of the Soviet Union, owner of Solid Adventures. You can go on and on. They were so... it was such a creative period for modern fly fishing when they started Loop and all that stuff, so... I think the man best describes it himself, probably.
Yeah, does he go into a little bit about the fishing in the fallen Soviet Union?
He does, and I hope to someday get another chance to interview Christer and go into further detail. But we had a fantastic time sitting in the barbecue house next to the Las Buitreras lodge, and yeah, he was on a roll.
All right, can't wait to listen.
Enjoy. We're going to do a little bit of a sponsorship segment here, but we'll be right back with you in English after this short message.
Herru, hvernig var að vera í Eirbergs undirfötunum að núti?
Herru, ég kíkti á Gústa Eirberg og fekk hjá honum svona þunnar bambullar buxur til að vera í nýju lokkuðalónum frá veiðifélaginu og þetta náttúrulega bara himnest.
Bara andar og þægilegt og ekkert vesen.
Já, þetta skilar rakanum frá mér og svo taka vöðlurna við. Það anda vissulega ekki. Þessar nýju vöðlur. Þetta einhver algjör bylting í framleiðslu á vöðlum og ég vona svo sannarlega að þetta sé það sem ég lofa að þetta sé og reyndist mér vel þessa viku því að það svona filma inn í þessu sem færi rakan alltaf frá þér og svona 2 daga fresti er þetta snúan við til að losa rakan og þetta var bara himnest. Ég bara mjög impressed.
Já, vil ég kynna ykkur þetta betur? Kíkja á Dodda og Gunna og skoðu þetta. Þeir eru ekki konum með eitthvað sýningareintak?
Þeir eru konum með sýningareintak og allar helstu upplýsingar. Við erum að tala um vöðlur sem kevlar, það sem í skoteldum vestum, nýju og niður.
Já, þú getur bara hendið niður í íslenska hraunið.
Og bara skríður hraunsvirðin og enda í þessu.
Já, ekki mál.
So Christer Sjöberg, that's how you say it? Or?
Sjöberg, yeah.
Sjöberg.
It's very good for being Icelandic. Okay.
I'm just going to say Christer. Do it.
That's easier.
So, Christer, thanks for meeting with us here and hosting us here at Las Buitreras, your lodge here in Argentina.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's good to have you here. It's totally... I think you from Iceland feel this is completely different from your way of fishing. The approach to the fish and everything is different here.
I have to say, all of us having some experience from sea trout back home, it's been a steeper learning curve than I thought. Little frustration, admitting that you are a complete beginner here again.
When I came here, this is actually 20 years ago now. When I came here the first time, I thought I was a professional good angler. I mean, I started loop many years ago, and we had fishing lodges in camps and programs and fishing schools and everything in Norway. I come here, and I had the same feeling. I was walking all the way from the top of this beach, is 40 kilometers, all the way down. Didn't catch a fish. But now I know I did everything wrong. I was a salmon angler. You cannot be a salmon angler in this river and in this place. It's completely different fishing.
It has a little bit of that salmon casting, but the trout stealth. You need to kind of combine.
Stealth is everything here.
Yeah.
It's this river is shallow, and they hear and they see everything. Wind is your best friend. When you have no wind, you have to have very long leaders, probably single hand rod, 9'5", but you still catch trouts up to 20 pounds. But you have small, thin leaders, very small flies, top water fishing, and you have to walk the pools very quick. You don't stand in one spot casting, because here the fish is spread out. 5 here, 10 there, 5 there. You have to cover the water, and you have to be very stealthy. The funny thing here, I think, is I have now during 20 years, I can say, I have so many friends that is super casters, super anglers. They can cast to the moon, and they like to show that to everyone. Look at me, I can cast to the other side. Yeah, fine. You cannot catch a fish here.
Yeah.
The ones that is most successful in this river is women.
Women, yeah.
Because they listen to the guide. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say this during this new time and era, but normally they don't cost as long as the men. I'm sorry, but
yeah. Most women are. I mean, they're starting in the sport.
But they listen.
Yeah.
And they do that like the guys say, and they don't cast all over the river. They cast the half of the river, and they move the fly, and they move their feet, stealthy. The big salmon anglers that is coming here, they wade out very manly to the water here, and look at me, I can cast to the other side. And the sea trouts, either they go upstream 500 kilometers, or they go out in the sea again.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know.
It's totally different fishing here.
I've learned a lot of things from your guides here that I'm gonna sort of implement into my fishing back home. You know, we wait probably too much back home.
I think so.
They wait slowly, and you know, never above your shoe almost in most places. You know, and
you know, this river is maybe 20-25 meter wide. Okay, if you wade over the river, you cast from that side. You cast the fly to this side. If you're on this side, you walk out and you cast the fly to that side.
Yeah.
Where's the logic?
It's always the same.
Yeah. Cast, and here is more about the presentation and moving the fly, moving your feet. The fish should never know you're there. They should see something that is moving in the water, then they take.
Mm.
You see, as he says that.
Yeah, we have a interesting guy here, Alex from Germany, first time sea trout angler, listens well to the guides. He has a short double hand cast, but he's top rod.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. I have had so many people here, instructors, good casters, big problems, and salmon anglers that is used to cast all over the river, swing the fly. It's so much slower water here. It's not a speed river. So when you don't have the speed of the water, you cannot cast across the river, because then the fish will see the fly line. So you have to cast more downstream, and it's very good with the new modern fly lines that is floating, clear floating, stuff like that. that doesn't show too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from the beginning, when we begin to have these clear floating lines and everything, they were. The sun was making shines. So what we did was we took sandpaper, and it was slow, intermediate, clear heads.
Mm-hmm.
We took sandpapers, we greased them a little bit with the dry fly grease. So we took away the glare. And this is how sensitive it is here. You have to make these tricks to have as long distance between the fly and whatever they can see. And that is the recipe here. But it's so funny when you get a hold of it.
Yeah.
And you know, and you feel nearly every cast. You know, it's fish. Fish is everywhere. You just have to be stealthy. And have the small fly and the right movement of the fly. That's why I love this place. This is a place for, I would say, challenge, people who like a challenge.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And they like, it's hunting, I would say like this, hunting with the fly rod or catching with the fly rod.
Mm-hmm.
I know many places where you go catching.
Yeah.
Catch. Here, think, be stealthy, and you have the reward. This is hunting with fly rods, and I love it.
So we've been here, a very international group from many countries, very nice atmosphere in the lodge, and we are sitting here in the asado, in the grill house, in the barbecue house, in the garden of the lodge. But how did you end up here? What drew you to the end of the world to chase sea trots here?
I tell you one thing. The grass is always greener on the other side, in one way or another. I grew up in a place where it's full of fish, but I always been dreaming about places that I haven't seen yet. So that's why I ended up in Kola Peninsula in 1990 in the beginning, and I like to find new challenges. So and of course, Rio Grande and Patagonia was known 10 years before we found this place. But that was down in Tierra del Fuego.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to go down there, but a friend of mine was down here a lot in this region in Patagonia. His name is Adrian Dominus. I lift my hat for you, Adrian, if you hear this. He's my hero. He was here during 15 years. And he he bought a horse, he had a bow, hunting, and a fly rod. So he was down here, fishing, hunting, living for 1 month. So I asked Adrian, do you know about Rio Gallegos? Yeah, so with the help from him, to make a very long story short, I got the name of the estancias down the river. So I set up a meeting with this estancia called Las Buitreras.
So estancia is the ranch.
It's the ranch, yeah. And this estancia is 110,000 hectares, and it has 40 kilometers. What I did not know then was that Rio Gallegos as a river is a very flat river. And the most of the falling part of the river is this section, 40 kilometer in this estancia. I did not know that. I was lucky.
Mm.
So this is the big spawning area for the whole river system, and then up in the tributaries, further up in the Chilean mountains and everything. So I set up a meeting with the owner of this estancia, and he said, "Yeah, come on." So I was here 1 week, and we were fishing. We could not catch so many fish, but we saw fish all over. They were jumping. We could not figure it out how to do it, but I saw the potential. So I asked the estancia owner, can I build something here for tourists? Is it possible? Then I said, I talked with my foreman, they had 55,000 sheep and wild horses and everything in this estancia, and they did not want to have any interference in their daily work with the sheep and merino wool and all that. So the owner of the estancia said, okay, you have to talk with the foreman so we don't interfere with the daily work. Then if so, it's fine. okay. I said, and so where is this Roberto guy? He's coming here. And Roberto guy was coming there with 2 big horses. Shit, I never seen a horse on the postcard. Now it's a big challenge. Do I want to build something for the tourism here? Maybe fall off the horse, kill myself, whatever. I choose the latest. I said, okay, I have no clue. I jump on this horse with the foreman here, Roberto, and I was sitting there. I supposed to hold some strings or something. I had no clue. I think I was sitting in the right direction, though. But that was as good as it was. And then Roberto showed me how to ride, and we had a fantastic. It was so fun. After that, I was thinking, I need to become a gaucho. It was so fun to ride his horses along the river with Roberto, and yeah, they approved. Okay, we can bring tourists. This house there was no house. We built it 2003. 2002 we built the house. And we started operation. It's 20 years ago now.
Yeah, that's Klaus, your friend, mentioned that here on the first evening in his speech he did at Klaus.
Yeah.
That this is the 20th anniversary here of the Las Buitreras operation. That's impressive.
It's amazing. Yeah, I can't. And so, if these walls could talk, we have had thousands and thousands of tourists from all over the world here, and I think this is, for me at least. Remember, I've been building camps on Kola Peninsula. I've been doing a lot in Norway when we started Loop Company and everything. But this place is so deep in my soul and in my heart and everything. Yeah. It's my second home. I feel so good when I'm here. It's just
wonderful.
Yeah,
I mean, it is truly an amazing place, and just seeing the fish and the whole operation. It's very impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
You can be proud of it. So you mentioned you were in Russia in 1990. I think all of our listeners realize that the Soviet Union is then crumbling, and you must have been one of the first guys to go there searching for salmon.
Yeah, it's true. When Russia, that is, they call it glasnost. It was opening up from the communistic system. And the glasnost came, and suddenly it was possible to go into Russia. And me and a friend of mine, Johan Abelsson,
I've met him. I visited him in Iceland.
Johan was actually asking me to help him. So Johan should have all the credit for this. And so Johan and a guy called Ole Pryss, he got some hunting rights in Russia. And we supposed then to see if there was any potential for sport fishing. So already in 1990, I was talking to people. Everyone was so afraid of going there. Mm-hmm. Me and Johan, we had a backpack. We said, let's go Kandalaksha, we look in the map. Oh, so many rivers here. Everywhere is rivers. Helicopter. How much cost a helicopter? A helicopter costs $200 per hour. Oh, fucking go. So I think we were 2 years. And I remember especially one time in the beginning, before I know the Russian helicopter and the pilots and everything, we come to Kandalaksha. It was me and Johan, and it was a Me Too helicopter for 4 people. Me and Johan and the helicopter pilot. Kandalaksha, we start the propeller, nothing happened. We try again, nothing happened. Okay. They stopped everything. A guy came in with opening up half the helicopter and jump in to put some cables in place or whatever he did. He had a small cigarette. And near the gasoline tank, and I was sitting, jeez, this is not fun. It's not fun. Anyway, after 1 hour, mechanic, electric things, poof, we took off. After 1 hour, we had a 3-hour flight with that helicopter into the middle of nowhere to a river called Soyana. We talked with some locals, and I said, it's a weather station there. It takes 3 hours. You come to that weather station, we drop you off there. It's a 90 kilometer rivers. In the estuary, there is a kolchos with 2-3 cows, 5-10 people living there. Maybe they net some, maybe they catch some seals, whatever they do. Okay, no one knows. Please go there. Okay, we went there. Halfway, I could see I was sitting in the front seat. I could see a red lamp, bling, 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 bling. I said to Johan, was sitting in the back. Johan, be prepared. I told the pilot. I remember. I wasn't afraid. I was just becoming very realistic. Yeah. We are going to die. We are going to get down. I said, how can we avoid this? What can we do? I said, you prepare yourself. And I said to the pilot, drive low, low, low. Try to drive over the forest so we can dive into the top of the trees to roll down in the grass. and the pilot said, what are you talking about? Yeah, we are going to die. I could see the red light is flashing here. No, he said, you're not going to die. But are we not going down? And he was smashing with his fingers on this, thing. And nothing happened, Nothing happened. So we continued. I said, are we not going to die today? Going down? No. Fuck this. Is we came to this weather station in the middle of nowhere. The dogs was barking and we were afraid, and we walked to this house. Helicopter took off. We said to the helicopter, you come 10 days, you find us somewhere along the 90-kilometer river. We will wave at you. After 10 days, you find us and bring us home. We walked to this, and this was exciting. I mean, this was an adventure.
Untouched.
Yeah, it's totally untouched. We walked to this house, and there was the family coming out, and I remember they had a son that was 2 meters long, and he had a Second World War hat, with all these straps. Like this. And the family was very nice, and we were invited. We eating boards, and we got some vodka, and and then I asked him, do you have a boat? The river begins. That was the beginning of the river. Do you have a boat or something we could rent, maybe? Yeah, $5,000. So, $5,000. We're sitting negotiating about a rowing boat in the tundra in Russia, and he asked for $5,000 for borrow the boat for a week. And I said, do you know what the dollar is? Yeah, muchos dollars. I like dollars. We ended up with $3 after long, and he was super happy. He obviously had no clue. So then we went down, and we were. It's a long story, maybe for another interview. That is a 1 hour, completely madness story where we thought we were going to die 100 times, and but we caught a lot of fish, and it was bears, and it was poachers in skins, and it was absolutely everything you can imagine. But we survived, and then after that, after 3 years in these areas, I have tons of stories of what happened there. But it's crazy. So, but after that, we went up to Kola Peninsula. 92, 93, we started the Umba River. We were invited, and we took over Karlovka, Rinda, Litsa, Jukanga. We started actually with the Strelna River. So Kola Peninsula was a very important part of the development of my other company, then Loop Tackle Design, where we had tourists to Kola Peninsula, 500, 600 tourists every season for I think I was there 16 years. Saturdays in Murmansk airport was for me a nightmare. 10, 15 helicopters going in all directions. How many tomatoes, Mr. Christer? Okay, 11 there. How many wedding shoes do you have for our guides in Litza? I have 5 shoes. Look in the red bag. It was...
I mean, there's no infrastructure. It's madness.
No. I tell you, each Saturday in Murmansk, I had to sleep 3 days. But it was funny in the same way. It was.
I mean, you basically started what our listeners would know as the, sort of from the movie Home for Salmon, which Peter Power and then later this Russian oligarch is running now.
Yeah, Peter. The story is very simple. We had a contract for the northern coast, more or less every camps.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some other interesting interests in these areas.
Of course. When you have success.
I could not handle it for several reasons. I didn't want to feel insecure, and I didn't have the money to do it either, to be honest. So,
but it is for real. I mean, I spoke to Arne Baldursson, who's also done business there. Security is a real issue also when you're dealing these times in Russia.
Yeah, yes, of course. I remember Arne came with the first group to Kola Peninsula to our camp in Umba, and then he finds some other camps to visit and everything. But long before that, it was I sold the camps.
Mm-hmm.
Karlovka and Litza to Peter Power, who was a guest in Umba, and he wanted really to try to take over, and I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was very nice and took over the camps and did whatever that was needed that I simply could not afford to do. Simple as that.
Yeah. And you left Russia and came here?
Yeah. Then I think, okay, that was 16 years of very fun. Let's find something new. But this is what I like. I like to find new places, build something, and...
You are the entrepreneur. You have the idea, you start it, and then it's for someone to run, and you get off to your next idea.
Yeah, but this idea now is 20 years. So
you have found your home here in Las Buitreras.
If I find something that I like, but Russia was so funny the first 15 years, and in the end, the Russia is not my country either.
Mm-hmm.
It's their country.
Yeah.
I cannot, if the Russian citizens of Russia would like to run their own countries and their own country rivers and everything, what can I do? I mean, I could help them, cooperate, support them, whatever. But what we did that was very, very good was we taught them about catch and release system, about sustainable tourism.
Mm-hmm.
And we managed to get away a lot of traps that was sitting in the mouths of the rivers. We managed to take them away, and instead it was so fantastic.
Make the poacher's guides.
Yeah, exactly. It was a fantastic journey in my life, to be honest, where I can say that honestly I feel so proud of being a part of making people aware of the resource that they were sitting on,
mm-hmm.
that they had. And instead of destroying it with nets and traps and everything, we managed to get them, not only me, of course, but also other operators, but all of us together, we managed to get Russia into understand that tourism, catch and release, and this...
Create some value for the
Create some
community.
values. I mean, we worked very hard also out in the sea on the north coast. We supported a lot of work in the White Sea coast together with Mr. Kalushin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of the work I did there.
Yeah, I think you can be.
I mean, I'm not there now, but I
mean,
I love the area, and it's a fantastic feeling to have been a part of that.
It's almost impossible to summarize your involvement with fishing, fly fishing in a short interview, but you also, founded Loop with Göran, or was it just you?
Yeah, it was like this. I was fishing since I was a kid. I mean, since I was born. I think I was born with something. When I grew up in the summers, I liked to catch frogs, grasshoppers, snakes, everything I put on the hook. I tied to a little tree on the lake where I was born and put out. In the morning, I could not sleep. There was 3, 4, 5. I was up 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I could see this. I have a pike.
Yeah.
So I was born fishing, you know. Then I met my wonderful wife, and before that, I had a period not fishing, not hunting fish, but hunting women's.
Yes.
For a short period of.
And then you caught your trophy and got back to fish.
Then after 3, 4, 5 years or something, I met my wife, and after 50 years we're still together.
Yeah, she's here,
and she's now the top roder. Jesus. But we moved together, and I haven't been fishing for so many years, chasing girls instead. So she found in my wardrobe fishing rods. She's coming from northern Sweden. She said, "Christer, are we going to have our first vacation together?" Yes. What do you like to do, darling? I like to go to my uncle's cabin in Ammarnäs in the northern Sweden, where we can fish. I see you have fishing rods. What? Do you like to fish? Yeah, I like to. Let's go fishing. So we went up, rented an aircraft. I was making a lot of money because I was selling books by the door these days.
Really? Like encyclopedias? Just knock on door and, can I interest you?
Actually, I have to take a little. I was working in chemical engineering in a laboratory in a brewery.
Okay.
Then I was working in the making the big things together with the so-called workers. I think everyone is workers, by the way. But I went in fight with the brewery because they was taking my money to a political party that I don't really enjoy. So, and the union, I went in big fight with the union. I left it very quick when I was very young. So then I said to myself, okay, what can you do to improve yourself? Selling things by knocking on the door. That must be the most embarrassing, toughest thing you can ever put yourself into. So I said, I do that. I went for an interview. So I made a lot of money. And I got a job, and I made a lot of money in very few hours work. Then I met my wife. She said, we rent an aircraft, darling. It's no problem. You know, we go up in the mountains. So that's what we did. And then that's the first time I saw a fly fisherman. He was walking up, I was flying up, and that was the first time I saw fly rod, and the fly was, what is going on? He caught a big fish in front of me. I was using a bubble full with water and some wet flies behind. That was a game changer in all my life. When I saw that fly line was moving in the air, the fly landed, and that 5 kilo trout just went up from there, took that fly. I said, what did you put on the water? It's an imitation of it's called a nymph. A what? He disappeared. I'm driving home. I said to Anna-Karin in my car, hey, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to work with fly fishing. It's my new sport.
You knew it immediately?
Yeah. I just got it. So I come home. I ordered fly fishing tackle from England, from Dermot Wilson in England. Glass fiber rods, Briskin rods, old harder reels, and fly tying equipments. When Anna-Karin was pregnant with Rickard, she was reading, take the thread between your left hand and your forehand, and you... And what is this called? It's called a soy nymph. Okay, soy nymph. Jeez.
No
So
YouTube then.
Yeah. And half a year after that, I said, okay, let's start a company.
Just both feet directly in.
Yeah. I was the worst caster probably because I had no one have taught me. No one had there was no movies, there was nothing.
Mhm.
So this must be the fly line that was flying in there. I was trying like this. Totally stupid. Then we put out an advertising. And luckily enough, we got the agency for a company called Sage.
Ah.
They started the same year as we started our company. So I called these guys, Mr. Sage, Don Green. Hello, I'm from Sweden. Can I sell your products? Yes, you can. Okay, there it began. But then when we got this agency, I put out an advert, and there was a guy calling me on the telephone. My name is John Anderson. I'm a fly fisherman. Can I join your new company?
Oh.
I had no clue who it was. And no one had. So I said to this stranger, Göran, okay, it's me and Tony. We have no clue so much about fly fishing, but we like to start a company. Can you come down and meet us? Bring your rod so I can see if you can handle a rod.
To the best caster in Scandinavia.
And then he came. We were standing like this, and he was curving the line around us and under our feet, and the line went ever. Oh, so this is fly fishing. we had basically no clue. So that's it. And after that, we began to be very innovative, and Göran had tons of ideas, but he didn't have the channels to bring it, and how to do this, how to do.
He's a professor, not a salesman, or
No. So we were actually quite a good team. Tony, economics and paperwork, which me and Göran totally hated. We had no interest in money or that kind of the shit. Tony was super interested in that. Göran, he was of course the expert in the fishing technique. So I had to be the marketing guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we built Loop that way.
I'm not sure our listeners realize, I mean, you were part of developing the first double-ended rods for Sage.
Sage, they made single-hand rods the first years.
Yeah.
And we went over, me and Göran, and we designed the first Sage 200 rods. They had no clue whatever. The owners of Sage, we took them to Norway for 3, 4, 5 years, and they were coming with all their prototypes, and we teach them how to make the balanced action and everything like that. So after that, I think we had the best graphite 200 rods, not because of me, but Göran.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have, I mean, with Loop, you have the large arbor reel, which is now just an industry standard.
Yeah, and this was another strange thing. It was actually, to be totally honest, exactly what happened, because there are so many stories out about these large arbor reels, right? It was actually a customer of our new company called Kurt Danielsson. Kurt Danielsson. He called me on the telephone. Christer, I think your reels, he was a beginner fly fisherman, and he saw that this small diameter, how many turns,
and
increasing drag of, when you have this diameter, how many turns to leave 1 meter line? 50,000 turns.
Yeah.
And from here to here, it was so much different in resistance. So if you fished with the thin lines, and I said, of course, that's correct. So he came up with this idea to have a lightweight spool with no mass, and that could have the same resistance regardless of how long the line was on, and it was perfectly sense. So then Göran was, of course, also into this. So I connected. I said, Kurt, come to me. We have a meeting. I would like you and Jörn Andersson to sit down and you create something, because Kurt's first idea, that was a bicycle. It was not possible to even use. But he was on the right track. So by joining these forces during some years, we managed to get some production of the new style of fly reels. But I also remember the old this is a traditional sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how
the noises of the Hardy Perfect.
And I remember how ugly the magazines. They were always, oh, maybe it's good, but it's so ugly. It took us 5-6 years till people begin to accept the new look. Mm-hmm. Then it took another 10 years. Now everyone is using the same concept. But the concept, form follows function, was there.
Yeah.
And we were lucky in Loop that we started all that. So together with, but Göran was important, Kurt Danielsson, of course. But then I think also our persistent that we never give up the idea. Mm-hmm. And funny.
Christer, we had a little break for a lovely lunch here at Las Buitreras. Asada. I wanted to ask you about your fishing in Iceland. Have you done any fishing in our country?
Not enough, I would say. I would like to do much more, but I was invited by Orre Vigfusson.
Yeah, the late and great.
And he was such a lovely person. We worked a lot with his project about taking out the traps and everything. So he invited me actually the first time I was in Iceland. Fishing his river, I don't remember the name. It was a small river and it was fantastic.
Probably Fljótá.
Yeah, Fljótá. Yeah. Then that same week, he took Moses to Big Laxá.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
It's the grand one.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But unfortunately, it's very strange. I like adventures to go everywhere, but I have not been so much, by far not enough in Iceland. There's so much to discover there, I think.
Yeah.
For me, anyway, not for you, but.
No, I mean it's likewise. We've been here. Now we have to get you up to Iceland.
Yeah, but Iceland is fantastic. I loved it.
But somehow you skipped Iceland and you found yourself in Greenland. How did that happen?
You know, everyone knows about every river in Iceland.
That's true. You can drive the circle.
Every river, you know.
There's nothing to. Well, there's very few places to discover there.
Nah, it's not possible to. And you know that's fine. I mean, there's programs everywhere and everything like that. When I saw Greenland, it's like Kola Peninsula was when I began there in 1990. It's untouched, undiscovered. It must be so much things that no one has seen. I like to see things. I like to find things, if possible.
You're the Indiana Jones of fly fishing.
And I like to find these odd, small, lost places on Earth. If there's one existing, I like to find it.
Absolutely.
And then when Greenland came around, I know that. I mean, just look at the map.
It's huge.
36,000 people living on a planet Earth. I mean, it's rivers. So I didn't hesitate when I got invited and take a look at this Kanga River where we started. But this summer, it's like I'm reborn, because we have now applied for rights to explore many rivers in Greenland, and it will be. I'm really looking forward to that. To once again put down the waders, walk up in rivers and places where maybe no one has ever fly fished or anything, and that is keeping me alive. Is
that's what drives you, finding new places.
it's an adventure.
Yeah.
It's always greener on the other side. I always told you. But here I tell everyone, don't cast to the other side, but I like to be on the
You
other
always
side.
wonder what's on the other side.
Yes, exactly.
What's there?
Exactly.
So you have I mean, for our listeners who are mostly Icelandic, I mean, Greenland is a short trip away. And I mean, I haven't been there myself. You hear the stories, big Arctic char, but maybe a little bit too many for your avid angler. But the Kangia looks like a little bit bigger river than most of them.
I think everything is about taste. I say like this, that yes, it's too many fish. And if you don't like too many fish, maybe we do like in the rest of the world, we put out some nets and we make it less fish.
Yeah.
If that is your taste, fine, we do that. We do everything to please you.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But suffering is a part of the sport.
Yeah, but I mean, nature is nature. When nature can be nature, and when you begin to complain, the nature is too good to be true. Well,
You were on the wrong path.
maybe your approach of the nature and the real life is a little bit different from mine anyway. I would just go there, enjoy. Wow, look at this. This is how it should be.
This is
This
how
is
it
how
was.
it is when it's untouched. That doesn't mean I have to go there, catch 500 fish every I can go there. I can enjoy it. I can catch a couple of fish. It's so many fish that we don't have to have catch and release because it's too many fish.
Sustainable. It's
It's
sustainable.
sustainable. We can even take the... I'm getting emotion nearly.
Yeah.
Take the pleasure of just take a fish, make a barbecue on the beach, honor ourselves and the fish, eating something that is for real. I will never permit anyone that is going to our camps to bring fish home.
No.
But in Greenland, we can make sushi, we can do this. And it's such a blessing in this new world to be able to do that when you can sit down and have barbecue and you can, it's so good, you know.
Yeah.
And I love fish, but lately it's not easy to eat fish because I feel bad confident. But here in Greenland, we barbecue. I make grava, you know, sugar and salt and all this rest.
Gravlax.
It's the best. It's the best. And
It's the best eating edible fish.
Arctic char is
this, and you know, yeah. We are not going to make a food program, but I can make a recipe next time.
So, Christer, you have met so many interesting people. Obviously, we're not gonna sort of go into name dropping or stuff like that. But any stories that sticks out from all this time of bringing people to the end of the world fishing? Any funny, hilarious?
Talk about the Russian mafia.
Chris knows what he wants to hear.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
After
I kind of
is it possible?
T-boned him with this one.
Is it possible on this TV show to have a little sip of wine?
Yeah, of course.
Just for my
Tinto.
Yeah. We encourage it.
Okay, I would like to put it in the beginning of Kola Peninsula story for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you remember, I told you before we were on the White Sea coast and everything like that. Okay, we needed to go. It was complicated to get to Kola Peninsula via Petersburg and all this. So the first time I went up to Kola Peninsula, run by car over Kirkenes. Make a very long story very short. Signed the contracts, made everything set up for future tourists of the rivers of Kola Peninsula. I had no clue. How do we get them there? Petersburg?
man.
Very tricky. Murmansk. No. So, I made a deal for the first season. I made a deal that was, in a way, maybe a mistake. I think afterwards. So, I found a company that had a private charter plane from Luleå in northern Sweden. I could rent that plane to bring the first tourist into Kola Peninsula. From Luleå in northern Sweden into Russia, it was possible. So I talked with these guys that own this Euroflight company, and I met the pilot. He seems to be very decent. We signed the contracts and everything. And the first group that was coming was from southern Sweden, and they were calling me from the train in middle Sweden. Christer, we're coming to Luleå very soon. Where's the aircraft? Is the aircraft ready? Yes, I called the aircraft. I couldn't get any connection with the aircraft.
Of course not.
And it happened to be that that aircraft owner, he disappeared. He sold his machines to a company in America. I had no aircrafts. People are sitting halfway through Sweden up to Luleå to make the first tourist on Kola Peninsula for my account. I said, shit. I was looking into the telephone book. Flight companies. Who owns an aircraft in northern Sweden? I found this guy. They were driving post traffic in northern Sweden. I found him. Hey! Can you take some people over to Russia, to Murmansk from northern Sweden? I'm having a birthday. I'm on the way into the sauna. Shit about the sauna, I said. You have a mission here now. Come on. You must bring my client. Who are you? He said. Oh, by the way, my name is Christer. I run the loop company, you know. What is that? Are you a fly fisherman? What is fly fishing? Oh, fuck. Okay. He was on the way. I said, stop the sauna, for God's sake. I'm a Swedish fellow citizen. You have to help me. I'm dying here. The guy said, are you in trouble? Hey, huge trouble. I have 6 people coming from Skövde in Sweden on the way to Kola Peninsula to fly fish for salmon. For God's sake, you have to help me. Do you have the aircraft? Yeah, I have a Mitsubishi, blah, 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 for 12 people. Fine. How hard can it be? Stop your celebration. You can get birthday tomorrow. The guy did it. He stopped his birthday celebration.
Nationalism.
Yeah. He went, oh, Christer, is your name? Yeah, it's Christer. I help you. Okay, fine. He went to Luleå Airport. The people who was coming to Luleå Airport said, Christer, there's no flight here. Guys, take it easy. I have it under control. Someone is coming. Okay. 2 hours later, they were calling me again. Christer, there's no aircraft coming. And I called the guy in the sauna. Hey, are you ready with the sauna? Yeah, I'm on my way to the airport, to the aircraft now. And the guys from Skövde, Christer, it's 4 hours. No one is coming. Take a beer on me. Send me the bill. No problem. Okay. 6 hours later, the Mitsubishi aircraft that had no seats, only they were
Cargo.
They were making cargos for,
The post service.
mailbox. And then, okay, so people into the aircraft. Oh, Christer, we are in the aircraft, but there's no seats. Okay.
Just sit.
There's no
Remember, it's 1990.
It's
Going
no
to
problem.
Russia, Soviet Union.
Guys, relax. Just relax against the postal bags. and you know, and I said, shit. Now I have 1 week to find a regular traffic for the next, because I was fully booked. 14 weeks, clients from all over the world was coming to Luleå airport. I had no transportation. So, okay, at least it gave me 1 week, right? I was sitting there. 1 hour later here. Christer is from the Mitsubishi aircraft. Do you have the security number to pass Finland air room? What? Do you have the number for passing with the aircraft over Finland territory? I have 2 planes aside of my wings.
Jets.
I need
jets.
I need a security code.
MiGs.
No, that was Finland. Wait, this is only the beginning.
Okay.
This is only the beginning. Then I said, what shit? What is this? I said, hello? Hello, it's very bad connection.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, and I closed the telephone.
So the Finnish army was by his plane.
Yeah, so they passed Finland. This is so bad.
Mitsubishi mail airplane.
Little Mitsubishi airplane. Freaking MiGs are by side of them.
Okay. Jesus, it's so funny to see. And then, they passed Finland. And now the guy come and said, Christer, we're now over Russia.
Cola.
And I was, hello? Hello?
No connection.
I can't hear you. And then I could hear this before I turned it off, and I was totally distraught. And I said, and I could hear, Christer, it's 4 MiGs around me. Yeah. What shall I do? I need to give. And I was thinking. I got it. I got it. I had a meeting with Kamarov. Kamarov was the governor in Kola Peninsula. I met him the week before. I remember the name, Kamarov. And I said, hey, tell them to fuck off. Kamarov have given us permission to go and land. And it worked. It worked! And the plane landed, and it was the first group fishing on Kola Peninsula. It was a nightmare to get them there. But
my God.
But they come down, and everything was okay.
So, Christer, after a life of, stories like this, and
cheers,
and discovering new things in tackle and new places to visit for fishing. Are you done? Are you not just an old man, or?
Jesus Christ, I'm just starting.
What's next for Christer Sjöberg, if I pronounce it?
If I tell you like this, that okay, it's not over yet. It's only the beginning. And how can you, as a human, just you're closing up to 70. Fine, that's when you are mature. This is the time when you can really.
You have made your mistakes.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you know you shouldn't fly over Russia.
God knows, I made millions of mistakes. Some was successful, mostly has been unsuccessful. But at least I have found during the tour. This is most important for me. That I always think like this. The day I don't find the interest in adventure or in development of tackle or whatever it is, then it's not so fun. I in my head I always think like this. Okay, find a project, get interested, get enthusiastic, move for it.
Passion.
If it fails,
no.
find another one.
Excellent.
Is that why you moved on from loop? Were you losing the passion, or was it just...
No, I just gained more passion.
Yeah.
I lost what I have been building during the 35, 40 years of my life, but that is what it is. It's not it's life, and I have thousands of ideas, and
Talks about him every day.
and
Maybe we will see something from you in the future.
don't be surprised.
Yeah.
It's something will happen, but I'd like to improve things. I like to find new things. I like to find new places, new ideas. How can we improve? But if we do some tackle or anything like that in the future, I don't know. But I would never even think about that if we could not make something that is making a difference. It's like with finding another lake where you catch the same fish. It's not so fun. You need to find something that is making a difference, that is funny, or So let's see. I mean, it ain't over yet.
And there's another adventure traveling for you on the horizon. You see yourself continuing, I don't know, somewhere in the jungle, meeting an Indian, trying to convince him that you built a lodge there.
I have right now, to be honest, I think we have 4 new places on the planet Earth that we are going to explore during 23. That has been delayed because of the pandemic and everything. But it was thoughts and ideas and connections we begin to work with even 8-9 years ago. And we were very close to begin to move into these areas and everything. And this is the most fun I like, to find the odd places, the odd tackle, the odd things that makes it fun.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. You've lived quite the life, and now you have these solid adventures. You have the camp here, Greenland. You do, what more do you do? Chile?
We have a secret saltwater paradise that I've been working with for 5 years. Papers is done. Pandemic stopped all the development. We have drawings for the launch and everything, but you have to wait and see. It's not ready yet, but if we can get that done, I'm so happy, because then we have the summer covered in Iceland and Greenland, we have the winter covered here, and then we have the autumn and the spring covered with saltwater and GTs, big GTs, tarpons and everything like that. So, if I could please make the full package, from tarpon, GTs, sea trans, this, and some super crazy tackle that is helping you as the angler.
Absolutely.
And I'm burning for it.
I can see it. I think all of our listeners and viewers can see you still burn for this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I need to let you catch a plane, Christer. Thank you very much for hosting us this week in Las Buitreras. And it's been a pleasure talking to you.
I hope you had a good time.
Bet on it. We'll be back.
And I heard you also caught a small fish.
Come on.
On a nymph.
That's me. Thank you very much,
It was fantastic to have you guys here.
And we'll see you again.
Viking tribes was here and having a good time. I'm really happy to have you.
Thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okkur langar að sjálfsögða að þakka þeim kærlega fyrir sem að keypta á sér aðganga Patreon aðgangi hilsins, en þar fullt af spennandi efni að detta inn á næstu dögum og vikum. En þeir sem hafa keypt sér velgjörðamanns áskrift eru Hrafn H. Hauksson, Jóhann Freyr, Jón Magnús Guðmundsson, þekktur sem Bleikja, Jón Gunnar Þorsteinsson, Jón Þór Tryggvason, Karl Björnsson, Marvin Þrastarsson, Stefán Sölu Pétursson, Tóbías Sveinbjörnsson, Jarlinn að Jarlstöðum í Aðaldal Ármann Kristjánsson, Óskar Örn Óskarsson,